First, we'll discuss about the BI 4.0 or BO, Business Objects 4.0 platform. With regards to this, Business Objects Business Intelligence Platform Feature Pack 3, what are the components are available? We'll look into the components, that is the tools, that is the applications, as well as the data. Data in the sense the data servers or the servers on top of which the tools are running. Business Objects 4.0 has a different architecture, which runs with its applications. Each application has a server at the background, and it will take care of the data related activities as well as query related activity or report related activity with regards to the server. When I say what are the components available, that is the client tools available in the 4 version, which are new to 4 version, are in Feature Pack 3. First thing which comes into my mind is BI Launchpad. BI Launchpad, earlier it was called as InfoView. And this is a web client or web-based tool. When I say web client or web-based tool, both are similar. And then with regards to BI Launchpad, there are many features available in the BI Launchpad, out of which one feature called as new feature BI Workspace is available, which is also a web-based application. Inside the BI Launchpad, it is also an application where work name itself suggests workspace, that all the work related to your reports or applications, you can organize them in the BI Workspace. That is, you can customize your workspace. We will see what is that. So this is the new feature for Feature Pack 3. And then we have a new tool, Crystal Reports for Enterprise version. Crystal Reports for Enterprise in the 4 version, Business Objects 4. Earlier to this, we only have Crystal Reports 2008 or 2011. Even 2011 exists in the still date, but Crystal Reports for Enterprise is also newly introduced with regards to Business Objects BI Platform 4.3. And then we have a tool called as Explorer. As we discussed earlier, BO Business Objects Explorer. This is also a web-based application. It is nothing but earlier version called as Polestar. Its flexibility lies in connecting to various data sources with ease. With ease, you can connect to any BW universes or else any legacy data sources, and you can generate your analytics using this Explorer. Earlier it was called as Polestar. And then we have already discussed Analysis Edition for OLAP, which is a web client or a web-based application. Analysis Edition for MS Office. It is an Excel and PPT add-in. When you want to do the analysis with respect to Excel, Microsoft Excel or Microsoft PowerPoint, you can use Analysis Edition for MS Office. This is also a new tool. Then we have Crystal Reports Viewer 2011, which will enable all the viewing of the Crystal Reports being developed. You can view the Crystal Reports which are developed using Enterprise version or 2011 version using Crystal Reports Viewer. And then for Feature Pack 3, Dashboards 4.0 is available, as we all know it, with a direct connectivity called as Query Browser. And then, as we know, Information Design Tool. Information Design Tool is nothing but universe design tool, but on top of our multiple data sources, you can create a universe and you can publish this universe to the repository. It has got its own navigational method where you can create a project, and under project you can create a business layer. That business layer nothing but your semantic layer, and it is called as universe. So you already have your Web Intelligence desktop, that is Web Intelligence Rich, as well as Web Intelligence Web Client. These two tools are already available. And apart from that, you have Central Management Console, which is also a web-based application. Central Management Console is a web-based application which will help you to organize or to take care of the sessions of the various servers, or to create OLAP connections and to view your universes which are published to a repository. That is, all your user security or profile security or group security or user management, content management, security management, license management, scheduling of the events, and you can audit or monitor the servers. When I say servers, we will discuss in the next session what servers exactly are meant. And then as we know, you have your life cycle management version where you can convert your previous reports, version conversion using life cycle management to the newer version. We will also look into that as per our scenario. And then other tools are also available like standard tool like Universe Designer tool, upgrade management tool. You have a translation management. Where else it will be helpful when you want to translate your existing language reports which have one language to another languages also. Now, these are the new components or the list of components available for Business Objects BI Platform 4.0. Now, we will see after client components, we will see the data components. Data components nothing but your servers. As I said, business objects follows a 5-tier client architecture, whereas its dependency is more on its individual servers. While going through the CMC, I will take you through that servers on which the load will fall on each and every application, each and every server will be activated, how it will perform. So as you know, you have your monitoring databases, lifecycle management database, and then you have your relational databases with regards to your data and OLAP data sources also. It can be your SAP BW OLAP data sources or your Business Explorer queries or universes with extension of .unv or universes with extension of .unx, which is new to 4 version, will come under to this data. And then in the newer versions, we have something called as SAP HANA connectivity also done through our Business Objects tool. So this data is also available under the databases of all the Business Objects applications. So how do actually these things gets processed? How do actually these things which we have discussed like BI Launchpad, which is a web client, as I said, is the main web interface. Launchpad, formerly called as InfoView, is the main web interface for business users or consultants or end users to view, schedule and keep a track of all the documents related to your business objects or business objects content. So we define it as a web-based interface for end users to view, schedule and keep track of all your business objects content or reports or documents. BI Launchpad can access, it can interact and export any type of business intelligence documents or content like reports, analytics, dashboards, scorecards. It is actually a simplified information location, it is a web-based tool. It is also called as a location tool, because all your content related to your business objects will be available in this particular tool itself. And with this tool, you can access your BI content, that is business objects reporting content, as well as your reports. Your reports can be your web intelligence reports, explorer reports, analysis reports, or else your dashboards. So this is the importance of BI Launchpad, which is a web-based client or web-based application. Now coming to the individual reporting tools. Individual reporting tools are clients. In business objects terminology, they are called as web clients. Usually you can call them as web-based applications or reporting applications also. It is not mandatory that you can use any sort of language while dealing with business objects as an application, as a tool. It is up to you how will you address it. So business objects web intelligence is an ad hoc based analysis and a reporting tool or application. WebI is a ad hoc based analysis and reporting application for business users. And for these business users to access SAP BI or BW as a data source, it provides various connectivity options. It allows users to access and combine data from relational databases or OLAP databases, spreadsheets or text files, that is legacy data or flat data you can call, using familiar business terms in a interface which is running on top with drag and drop functionality. Normally in any GUI, when you have this functionality of a drag and drop interface, the familiarity of using the tool gets enhanced. So for any user, if he uses the tool, if he has the option for drag and drop interface, it will be very much flexible for that user to derive his own queries or his own reports. So business objects as an ad hoc and analysis and reporting tool will enable the business user to derive reports on top of your data sources. In our case, it is SAP BW data sources or BEX queries. Now, with regards to web intelligence, as we discussed, there is also one more tool, whereas web intelligence as an application, as a reporting tool can be accessed through BI Launchpad, which is a centralized web-based application useful for launching all your reporting applications. We have another tool called as Web Intelligence Desktop. WebI Desktop. We will see that how it is actually we can access that. Is also an ad hoc analysis and reporting tool with or without the access of BI platform. That is, you need not to have the connectivity. You can define your own connectivity and access the data from your OLAP spreadsheet or text files, similar to the web intelligence application. The difference only is the first one being web-based client, web client. The second one is your desktop tool or desktop client. Web intelligence desktop users can continue with WebI document, that is files. .wid is the extension for web intelligence documents. Web intelligence reports are called as web intelligence documents in regards to business objects. They can continue working with .wid files, that is the extension of web intelligence document files, even when you are unable to connect to a central management server. Central management is the server which will enable you or the reporting application to connect to your servers, that is the repository, that is the databases. So when you are not able to connect it also, you can still continue working on top of your existing data sources with web intelligence desktop. And for performance wise also, you can, while in your desktop, it will be more flexible to use this desktop client rather than the web client, which is considered to be a little bit slow with regards to web intelligence desktop. You can utilize this tool and you can develop your reports. And as we discussed, Universe Design Tool, it allows designers to combine data from multiple sources in IDT, Information Design Tool, and create a semantic layer. With regards to Universe Design Tool, it is called as UNV, .UNV extension, UNV Universe. With regards to IDT, it is called as .UNX extension. So remember that when with regards with UDT, Universe Design Tool, it is called as .UNV Universe. With regards to IDT as a tool, your universe will be called as .UNX universes. So what does this Universe Design Tool provide? It provides a graphical interface to select and view tables of a database. To select and view the tables of a relational database, it is helpful. And you can join those tables and create a semantic layer. The tables are represented as table symbols in a schema diagram. Normally, if you see on top of RDBMS, when you design Universe Design, you will have the symbols as a table itself. All the tables will be provided in your workspace or work area, and when you connect them with a one-on-one relational way, 1 to n or n to 1 relational way, it is called as a schema. And you can create joins between tables. Alias tables can be created, and then you can resolve the loops using the context and other features. So it acts as a semantic layer. layer between your database as well as your reporting application. And then when we see what exactly is central management console, as I said, it is also a web-based interface or web-based application. Central management console name itself suggests that it's a centralized web interface or web application to perform administrative tasks related to your business objects enterprise or business objects content platform, including users, content management, server management. You can create users, delete users, modify your users and provide a user security, delete user security, create groups out of those users. If you combine 4 or 5 users, that is called as groups. Users in the sense business users. I am a business user for an organization. I have administrative rights. I can create 5 or 6 users who are needed to access this content of business objects. I can create it in central management console. And you can do server management. As I said, there are many servers available. Each and every server has its importance with regards to its application. You can do server management. Also, it will allow you to publish and organize the content. Which content? Business objects related content, and configure security settings. As I said, you can configure your security settings. Security settings can be like this. If I have a web report which is sales report, now I am giving the sales report to 10 different users. If I don't provide the security to that report, there are chances that the 5th or 6th user might delete that report unfortunately or accidentally. So for them you have to give the access of only view and not modify. Now it is as simple as this. You create folders or any text files or documents, Word document, you just right click on the folder, you can see access given as only read only. Read only Excel sheets, read only Word files. Similar to that, you have many access or security settings available where you can give view access only, modify access or full control where you can edit, modify and delete the reports also. And that depends on how the administrator gives the accesses or user security. That is with regards to your central management console. Now when it comes to the next tool, as we discussed like universe design tool, there is a new tool called as information design tool. It enables a designer to extract, define and manipulate the data from leveraging it from the relational or OLAP data sources and to create and deploy your .unx universes. It will leverage the data from any of the data sources, might be relational or OLAP data sources, and create UNX universes and deploy these universes to the repository so that you will be able to create or develop your reports whenever needed with the reporting applications like Bobj, dashboards, crystal reports also. Now coming to a new tool which we already discussed, just repeating it for yourself, business objects analysis edition for OLAP, which is formally called as Voyager, is a online analytical processing tool. Online analytical processing tool where you can leverage your BW data with all the structures or hierarchies defined in your BW BEX queries will be beautifully leveraged to your reporting application. It provides access to a range of OLAP data sources and also can combine information from different data sources within a single workspace. That is, with one connection in the sense, when you open a report, create a new report, it will have one data source connection, but it provides you a flexibility to create multiple connections with multiple different OLAP data sources within one single work area or workspace or one single report. This is with regards to analysis edition for OLAP. And we know that Crystal Reports 2011, a universally acclaimed tool, is a Windows-based report design tool which is used to create powerful or highly formatted reports that can be published to your enterprise. Highly or richly formatting reports which are needed to be developed using our SAP BW data sources or any relational data you can use your Crystal Reports 2011 version, which is a web-based report design tool. And similarly, Crystal Reports for Enterprise is a Java-based reporting tool or report design tool. Similarly useful to create powerful as well as richly formatted applications or reports using this enterprise version. Enterprise version is for your Java-based report design tool, which you can create and integrate reports to your business objects enterprise or platform. So there is a difference between two of them, and we will see what are the differences. Crystal Reports 2011 as well as Crystal Reports for Enterprise version. Now we see the last tool which we want to cover, that is nothing but dashboards, which is very much important in day-to-day scenario, formerly called as Excelsius with versions like 2008. What is this dashboard? This is a tool for data visualization and creation of dynamic interactive dashboards. This tool is used for data visualization purposes and to create dynamic and interactive dashboards. Data can be leveraged or updated dynamically from SAP BI platform and exported to a variety of different platforms. When you want to publish your reports, you can publish it to the enterprise, that is the BI Launchpad. Enterprise is nothing but BI platform, and here it is called as BI Launchpad, which is a centralized web-based location which contains all your reports, folders, all your dashboards, and everything you want to organize them in a way. So the benefit of this dashboard is you can export them to a variety of different formats that can be viewed by the consumers or end users or your top level management in standard formats like PDF also, PowerPoint as well as Flash format. Remember, dashboards contain an extension called as .xlf. It means Excelsius file. XLF is the extension for dashboards. When you run a dashboard, your dashboard or your project or report will be saved into a format called as .xlf. When you publish your report or publish your dashboard to the repository or to the BW system, you have this flexibility. Earlier version, dashboards, we were not able to publish it to the repository or the enterprise or BI platform, Launchpad. You are able to, but you can't able to launch it because these are real-time dashboards, running data dashboard. So you can be able to publish this to your BW system. BW system, SAP BW system, which you access using your logon pad, you can publish this dashboard to your BW systems also. Many clients till now also use this method so that they can publish these dashboards to your SAP BW production systems and they can access. When you run, start your BW production application, in the first screen itself, there will be a list of folders available. Under that, you can create a folder for dashboards and publish and save all your dashboards in that folder, and you can execute them or launch those dashboards from your BW system also. It supports. As I said, the XLF file is for dashboard and the output file. The output file is the dashboard published file. The extension is .swf, shockwave flash files. It is called as shockwave flash. And these flash files, SWF files, can be embedded into any Internet Explorer or HTML codes, whereas many organizations use dashboards and they insert or embed them into their websites. You can see if you go to any company's website and when you click on that reports, and then they have certain quarterly reports or something available under publication. When you click on the 2010 and 11 revenue, a data will populate, pie chart or a graphical chart or any other chart, column chart. How is that happening? It is happening with shockwave flash files. They can embed the shockwave flash files into your enterprise portal or else your websites also. This is done by the Java developers easily. When you generate SWF, you just give that SWF file to those developers. They will embed into their websites. Many product-based organizations do that. So this is how general and overall look about the components available in feature pack 3 4.0 version. Yes, we have got latest feature pack 5 also. Nothing major changes with regards to feature pack 3. Just a little bit of enhancements were performed, and we can also see it in the later stages. So this is how your client components as well as your tools are available across your business objects enterprise. Now I'll take you through what exactly BI platform would look like. Now you can see my screen. I believe all are you able to see my screen. I go to the start tab and I can go to the programs, and I can see that business objects BI platform 4 version, it will contain all the client tools. As we discussed, translation management, universe design tool, web intelligence rich tool, widgets, query as web services, Quas, business view manager which comes from 3.1 version, data federation. These are all client tools available under the platform. Now you can see SAP business objects. As I said, analysis version for Excel as well as PPT. For OLAP, it can be accessed through analysis edition for Excel and PPT. For OLAP, which is a web client, web-based application, you can access through BI Launchpad. And for other tools, you can see dashboards 4. Dashboards. Crystal reports for enterprise. Crystal report. This you can also access from your BI Launchpad. Crystal reports 2011. Your desktop client, desktop 2. And you have your business explorer where analyzer, query design, report designer are all available. So this is how you can access your tools with regards to your BI platform. Now you can see, as I said, BI Launchpad is a web-based client or web application. You can just launch it. Also CMC is a shortcut for Crystal Report 2011 version, dashboards, and for enterprise version. As well, you can see information for design tool. Whenever your system administrator writes this software to your server, it depends on him. If he gives it option to create shortcut on your desktop, you will be able to access this individual tool. This Launchpad, using the IP address, you can access on your remote desktop also. That is, from a remote connection, you can access it to your computer desktop also without having any interface. Now let's just see what this Launchpad is all about. As I said, it's a web-based application and it will open in web portal. And it has opened in Windows Internet Explorer having a IP address or a portal address. And normally, genuinely, they will follow a standard of port number. You can see system number as well as port number are two important things. In your projects, when you start your projects, they will just provide you with this address. That is, they will provide you with the server location or address which will contain the portal number, server name. You see, this is your server name and this is your port number will be given. BOE is nothing but business objects enterprise as a standard, and InfoView nothing but BI Launchpad. In your organizations, this entirely will not be there. Instead of that, you will have something called as BI only. With your server name, port number, business objects enterprise, you will be given this link through email or in your documentation, and with the help of Internet Explorer, you can connect to that remote location server. Then you can enter it. BI is for BI Launchpad and CMC is for CMC Launch. Simply, you will be given both of the addresses, then you will be enabled to access your CMC as well as your Center Management Console as well as BI Launchpad. Now, the first step, log on to BI Launchpad as you can see, the name itself suggests this is a login credentials platform. You have to give your login credentials at this initial screen. Your system name is defined. This is your system name and this is your server number. Port number is different to your server number. So these things will vary depending on your projects. And then your respective username and password credentials will be provided to you. By using this you can enter. I am entering my username as well as password. Now this is my home screen or initial screen of my BI Launchpad. Now, as we already discussed what is BI Launchpad, we'll discuss more into BI Launchpad. What is this BI Launchpad is all about? It's nothing but an entry point into the BI system. As I said, an entry point into an applications available in your business objects, enterprise version. All the tools can be accessed using this application called as, it's a centralized location or a centralized web application called as BI Launchpad. It is an entry point to the BI system. It's simply an entry point to the BI system. From the Launchpad, you will be able to access other BI applications. As I said, you will be able to access other BI applications like Crystal Reports for Enterprise, Web Intelligence, BO Explorer, Analysis Edition for OLAP. So, this is the initial screen as we said. And what exactly BI Launchpad we discussed? It's an entry point into your BI system. So, this gives you a platform. This Launchpad gives your name itself suggests, gives a platform to launch your reporting applications, which are web-based applications. Now, as I discussed, Web Intelligence, it is a web client, that is web-based applications. I can launch my WebI. See, I am launching my Web Intelligence application. So you have launched your Web Intelligence application using your Launchpad. So it acts as an entry point from where you can access, when where we are able to access other BI applications. It also allows you to search and schedule any reports. It also allows you to search or schedule some reports. Scheduling is nothing but publishing of your reports, searching of the reports. You might develop 100 reports as a development for your project, and you miss your name of your report and you want to search that report where it is available. You can simply search it. There is an option available for search. So you can search those reports using the search option available. So when it comes to the BI Launchpad as an application, 4 things should come into our mind. As we already discussed, what is the BI Launchpad used for and what all applications you can access, how to locate your BI documents, that is your dashboards, Crystal reports, Analysis Edition reports or any other reports, and how to modify. You want to run them and modify the data. So this is a Launchpad, it's a system, so you want to run it. So how you can do that? As I said, BI Launchpad provides a web-based interface to the platform, BI platform repository, which will enable the end users to navigate, to view and to manage the content related to business objects applications. Nothing but your reports. Business objects content is nothing but your documents or your reports. So it will enable you to navigate. You can easily navigate through the available resources and you can view the reports and manage your business objects reports or business intelligence documents. Any questions you have till now, or you want me to just be a little bit slower in terms, or am I going fast? Anything where I have rushed, or you can just tell me.
No, Kiran, you're going perfect.
Yeah. So as I said, BI Launchpad acts as an entry or access to other BI applications or an interface which will enable us to navigate, view and manage. So whenever there will be a question, what is the utility of BI Launchpad, you can explain many things here. It has got greater importance. Unless until you save your documents to a centralized location, how will you be able to access that? You can't simply access those reports by saving onto your desktop. Normally, a standard procedure of a project won't allow you to do so. A systematic way of doing a project in any organization is to have functional based documents and functional based categories or folders. Normally, in our laptops or desktop, we have a habit of creating folders. For all reading documents or tutorials, we will create a document, say in E drive or D drive, we will create them. For softwares, we will create a separate folder. For all our bank related stuff, we will create a folder, and we store them under E drive or some D drive as a centralized location, and we access all our day-to-day activities, day-to-day reports, or day-to-day bank account related stuff, or office related stuff, or personal related stuff, movies, music and all that from this centralized location. Similarly, BI Launchpad also acts as a centralized location from where you can view, manage or navigate the reports. The screen itself is showing you. See, this home screen shows you many different things. First of all, when you see this, my recently viewed documents, the name itself suggests when you run 4 or 5 documents and after a day you come back and you want to see what all 4 documents I have run recently, here the recently viewed documents would be available. That is, Mr. Kiran, you have run these documents recently, a sales report, a materials management report or a human resources report. Then I will understand, okay, I was working on these reports now and I wanted to view those recent reports. So I can take a decision, okay, I was still working on that, I have some work left pending on that, and it will give me a greater flexibility to understand what reports I have recently run. My recently run documents can be your Excel sheet. You can store your Excel data also. When saving your data not only in report format, you can store the data in CSV format, PDF format, text format, and you can see your recently run document. Your recently run documents is nothing but your recently run reports. Viewed are different and run is different. Run is with the data refreshing you will do or some changes you will do, that will come under run document. Viewed is just viewing of the documents where, for example, as I said, a 4th or 5th user will only have the access to view the reports, view the documents. Then it will be present under this option. Yes. Now coming to another tab, any messages in your inbox. BI Launchpad follows a different methodology. It has an inbox in place, similar to your Gmail or your any Lotus email, something like that. When you go to your reports, you have an option to schedule your reports to your inbox. For this inbox, SMTP mail configuration should be done by the basis administration or the administrator. Then you can schedule the report. I am a business user 1, K01, and I want to schedule my reports to Praneeth, Vinay as well as Ramakrishna. Now in their inboxes, when I schedule that report, it will be populated into your inbox. So instead of going to your documents folder and searching for under inbox, you can simply see what all the reports have already been sent to you, which you have not read. It just functions like your inbox, unread in emails. See, no unread messages. Whenever your unread messages are there, you want to have a notification or you want to see them. So it will display all those unread messages in your inbox, nothing but your reports. If any alerts, that is, if you have a sales meeting where you want to provide the sales revenue analysis, which is scheduled on this Thursday, 11 AM, and you might forget, you might have some other things to be done. You can schedule some alerts and all the unread alerts will be populated in this particular tab. And there are many things with that. You can see there is an option. It will directly lead you to the Documents tab. And this will directly lead you to the Alerts tab. So this is with regarding the documents or the messages or any unread alerts. Now when we come to our right hand side of the screen, we can see under My Applications, many of applications are available for us to access them or for us to launch them. Analysis edition for OLAP. As I said, there are three different things: analysis edition for OLAP as well as analysis edition for Microsoft Office. You can see this. This is a desktop based tool. Analysis edition for Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint, and this is for OLAP, which is a web based tool. These are not web based tools. These are window based tools. And Crystal Reports for Enterprise, Java enabled web based application. Workspaces. As I said, we can customize our reports and reporting area, folders and documents to suit our business requirement. And then Web Intelligence application, you can launch it, or your Explorer application, you can launch it using your BI Launchpad. And these will come under My Application. Similarly, when you go ahead and top of the screen, you can see the user name will be displayed. For you, when you access, it will be K02, K03 or K04 respective login credentials. That is, whomsoever accessed the system, the details will be provided. That is, K01 has accessed this system, user login ID only. And then, as I said, you can run your applications or launch your applications from right hand panel, or you can drag, drop this and open applications menu, and you can see this. You can launch your all the applications which are available here also. And then help menu will give you that help related topics about your application, about your Launchpad or about your application or tool. And then you have log off button or log off tab, which will enable a safe log off or safe exit from your Business Objects Enterprise. If you have not saved any report, then it will prompt you. You are logging off the system, Mr. Kiran. Can you just save this report? Do you want to save this whereby report? Then you will understand, okay, I want to save this. So it is a better practice. You always log off your BI Launchpad. And then you have search option. As I said, if you want to search any report, you can use it using search. And under preferences, what are these preferences? We will see what are the preferences, and we'll see what are the documents tab. This is under home tab, which is available. Yes. Now, as we discuss the home tab, let's just see what exactly the documents tab is all about. What are the features available for this documents tab? As we said, by default, BI Launchpad will have home tab as well as documents tab. We have seen the applications and features available in home tab, and we'll go to documents tab, which is very much important to understand the Launchpad's perspective as well as your Business Objects Enterprise platform perspective. When you start working in any project, you must be under the consideration that where will we store our reports to, and under what categories or what folders we can create, how we can access them. So what exactly is this document tab? Document tab provides access to the, it will provide the access to the repository of the business intelligence content or business objects content of the documents. So it provides access to the repository. Repository is nothing but a storage location of business intelligence content. The pane on the left hand side, pane displays the organizational structure and the documents list On the right displays the folders, categories or documents. You can see it will provide you the organizational structure. Under my documents you can see where you can store my favorites. There will be certain reports in your organization which is your favorite report. Favorite report in the sense that every quarterly or every weekly you are running that report, or it's a daily sales report, then it will be your favorite report because you are executing that report every day or a weekly basis. You can store them under my favorites. Reports which are frequently accessed by the business user can be stored under my favorites. And you can see the tabs like folders, categories and search options available. So you can see this, and as I said, all your unread messages or unread reports will be, or your read reports will be, or the reports which were scheduled to your inbox will be available here. Which are unread can be viewed under the home tab, and which are already sent to you can be available in your inbox. And if you are subscribed to any alerts, or you want to subscribe to, you are already subscribed to certain alerts, you can view them under your subscribed alerts. And then categories, personal categories. Categories are nothing but your business usage terminology. So your reports can be segregated as per your organizational structure. That is, it can be either a sales folder, sales and distribution folder, finance folder or finance category. It relates to your organizational business. Something which relates to your organizational business, you can create them here. Under where you can save your reports or business objects content. That is nothing but your web by reports, crystal reports or your dashboards or the data also, analysis view data also. And the toolbar, here you can see under documents, you can see the toolbar. It will enable you to perform common tasks related to business objects, enterprise or content. What are the common tasks? Like creating new objects. You can create a new category, or you can upload documents or move or deleting them and view the document details also. You can also refresh the selected documents. If certain reports are available in your documents, you can refresh them. See this? You can create a new category. You can create a local document, local publication or folder also. And you can view those properties of that particular report. And then you can organize them. You can see under the details tab, you can refresh them. See, I want to create a new folder under my personal category or my folder, my favorites. I want to see a daily sales reports. I can create a folder here and name it daily sales report, DSR. See this? I have created. And when you expand this, it is available under my favorites. And you can save your reports here. You can save your web by reports or the reports which you wanted to see on a daily perspective. That is daily sales reports, monthly sales reports or whatever the reports under your favorites tab. Similarly, you can create some other. You want to create a quarterly report folder. Quarterly reports. That is under DSR you have created. You can organize them. Copy it. If I am selecting on this, I can copy it. I can cut it. See this? I can perform any activities. That is, you can delete your folders or documents, move them accordingly and view your document details. You can view the details which are available under these folders. That is, if you have saved some report, you can right click on that and you can see the properties or details. A tab will open for details section. and you can refresh your reports here. Under your My Documents tab, you can perform activities like creating of your report, folder reports, or local documents or publications. You can organize them. That is, either you want to move them or delete them, or you want to place them in any other way. You can copy them. In such a way, you can perform all the different activities and view the properties of it. The properties, it shows what? Folder name, quarterly reports I have created, and it is given some ID, a different ID, and it was created on 10th May at particular time and last modified at this particular time. So that are the properties of my folders or the business objects documents. All my reports will be under these folders only. So that is considered to be documents or your reports. So you can view your reports, view your documents, you can delete them, you can cut them, copy them, paste them, refresh them, and you can perform all sort of activities under your documents folder. And you want to search them. I want to search some reports. It is simple, I can search here. I want to search a folder called as batch 1, which I have already created. I don't know when I created it. Let's just see it if it is existing or not. It is not running. I'm just trying to use this option to locate any of the reports which are already available under existing folders, or which have been created by me and saved in any of the folders. If I'm unable to locate them by navigating the menu, you can just go to the search option and you can search them.
Is it because the BI Launchpad is unable to search? Is it because of like you have to log off and then log in?
Yeah, Vinay, sorry.
Since you created the folder DSR right now,
yeah.
So is it required to log off and then log in to locate the folder in search?
That's what I'm seeing. I have already created a batch 1 which I was searching, but I am thinking I'm just trying something. I'll just try to do. I'll try to second web. I'll just try to search this second web. So now you can see it has already given me my second web report, which I created under a folder called as batch 1. So if you give the exact name, it will provide you, or else you can just provide the details of that. You can just provide you, if your report name is sample web, you can just search them under your option. Then it will provide you the options, the locations of that particular reports, and from here you can execute them. From here you can read. Now it has given the options. Web Intelligence 41 options it has searched. Microsoft Excel 9 options it has searched, because starting with WebIR, it has the terminology of WebI. That's what it is doing, and it has produced the results of the search. Okay, Vinay?
Yes, correct.
So now if I want, that is useful when you want to search reports, 100 WebI reports in your project, and suddenly you want to remember that vendor valuation report. which you have given name as vendor valuation report, and you don't want to browse or navigate through the entire folders which you have created, it might be in your favorite folder, it can be your original folders or categories, then just simply going to the search and then giving the text of it, providing the text itself will give you the locations. In this case, because it's a commonly used system, so many reports have been displayed because many people will create a name with Bobj reports. So it has given these many instances or these many search results. So whenever you give the exact location in your project BI Launchpad, it will definitely give you the result within no time. So that will save us the time from navigating through folders or else the categories which are available. Okay. Now, as we were discussing about our favorites, as I said, it includes your favorites folder, means it will contain the documents or your reports which were added to your folder and you want to run them over a period of time again and again. And that is very specific to your user account only. It is specific to K01 only. Need not to be mentioned, but it is always worth mentioning that when you save it under your my favorites, it will be very much specific to your username and your user access only. And as I said, any inboxes, like all the reports which were sent to you or sent to your inbox can be accessed, or any alerts which can be accessed, which can be viewed under the My Alerts folder, or what all the alerts which were subscribed you can view. And your personal categories, you can also create a new category. Personal category is nothing but your own reports. Say for example, you are a finance manager. You have to see the reports which is running for a particular GL account. You have run a report for particular GL account or company code. Then it is very specific to you. It is very specific to you. It is not commonly distributed, and you want to put it under your personal category because you are the decision maker and you don't want anybody to else have a look at that. You can put it under your personal category with your username and login with your personal category. You can easily access those reports which comes under personal categories. And then coming to the folders category, folders section, the folders view contain the folder structures. As I said, as in your desktop or in a laptop, your folder structure you can create the same here, and the contents of the business objects, tools or application which you use to develop reports will be available in this particular folders. You can see by default you will have a folder called as public folder. Under folders, when you expand it, you will have a folder called as public folder where you want to create n number of reports. For me, when I was working in a project, my first job was to create 4 or 5 folders which will follow my organizational structure, or I want to put all the relevant things at one place. That is, if I want to create a HR folder for some client. Now it was created in HR BTM. You can organize it. So whenever you place them, you be careful like where you are placing your mouse. I was placing my mouse on top of batch 1, so it was created under batch 1 folder. Now under public folders, my latest folder should be available, that is HR BTM, nothing but my human resources for that particular project, some project. All the HR related reports I will save here. Similarly, I will create SD folder, FI folder, MM folder. It is a standard practice and widely used practice to create your own folders, and you can provide the access accordingly. So this folder tab will contain the folder structure and contents of business objects enterprise or business objects reports. Now, we'll go to one folder called as batch 1, which we have already created. Now, when you have created, you can also delete that folder. You go to organize and say delete, or you right click on that, you can delete. But the folders created by the administrator or default folders you will not be able to delete them or modify them accordingly, because those were given as administrator rights. I can say delete. It will ask me, it will prompt me whether you want to delete the selected items, and I shall say okay, and it shall delete the folder. Now you can see, you can refresh the folders and you have an option to navigate through the next pages where next folder. See, these many folders are available and your view is not restricted to here. You can navigate it to the second page where your other folders are also available. So what all folders you will create? If you are creating 100 folders, then you can easily navigate through them using this option, and you can refresh your screen. Now, as I was discussing, we'll come to batch 1, which contains some reports. Contains, say for example, some reports of the organization. So each report or document or folder, each report or document or folder, it can be anything, report also, has a content sensitive menu. Of what? Content sensitive menu of commands that we can perform for that particular item. Here in this case, my item is second WebI report, which has a content sensitive menu of commands. What is that content sensitive menu? Nothing but menu options available. When I right click on it, it has certain menu options through which I can perform many activities. Nothing but I can command the tool to perform many activities. So each report or document or folder has a content sensitive menu when you right click on it of commands where you can perform some actions on top of that item or objects or reports. Second WebI report is a report or an object. Right clicking it, I can view the report. I can view the report properties, I can modify it, I can schedule it. So these are nothing but your menu of commands or options, toolbar options available to perform actions over your report. I can organize them. I can send to my BI inbox. As I said, I need to configure it simply. I can send it to BI inbox, second WebI report. This is where the options will be provided. Now the users are available. Users means K01 as myself, K02 as Vinay, K03 as Praneet. I can send to K02 Vinay or Praneet. I can drag and drop them. Somehow this is not functioning and I wrote to basis person. We can see this. This is where you can use those. See, the available recipients are the number of users. K01 also will be here. K02 will also be here. So I can select them and use this option. There is an arrow option and drag them to selected recipients. I can drag and drop them to selected recipients, and when I say send, it will come to your inbox, and this you can view in your inbox under my documents. Under your inbox you will be able to see. If that report is unread by any individual, by the user, it will be also displayed in my inbox where your unread messages will be provided. Let's just see it again how it will look. Under the folder, under a particular report, when I say right click and send option is available, send command is available, it will perform an action to send this report to your inbox. In a similar way, in your organization, when you are working, if you are a publisher, as a developer, as an implementation consultant, your job is to develop the reports and publish them to the repository or your launchpad. That is this particular location. Thereafter, after you leave that particular client place, or else if you are a business user, if you are not a developer, example, you are a business user, I am a business user. The implementation part was done and they have left the organization. If I want to send this report to my another sales manager who is sitting in another part of the country, I can simply use this option send and select the particular user ID. These user IDs will be provided here. See, you can see available recipients. From these, where these available recipients will come? They will be leveraged from your BW system. In BW, you will have a command called as SU01 where you will have the user related content or user profiles or roles and authentications provided. That is nothing but your BW authentication. Your BW authentication with a functionality called as single sign-on will be enabled to your BO also. See this BI7001 was created in BW system. Hence we can use it in our BW system. Our systems K01 also was provided for BI and BW. We can see how we can do that. Select the user, drag and drop it to selected recipients and then save them, that is send them. Or there are certain options, target name, automatically generated name, that is the name which of the user or the end user who will receive this will be automatically generated, depends on the user or available recipients, or you want to put some specific name, that is a title or a designation saying that sales manager India. Then you can add a placeholder to it. Send as a copy. You want a copy of your report or document to be sent, or send as a shortcut. Normally it is a copy. Then you have the option to send it. We will see why this is not functioning. We will ask the basic. Normally these are all user IDs are created by the administrator, but given only rights for to view and just modify, not to edit. We can't edit them. So that is why it is not enabled for us. We will look into that in our next session. Now, as I was saying, many contents or many comments or many actions can be performed by right clicking on your particular report. As I said, you can see your report. You can view your report. View will enable you to view the report. A report which is already developed and saved it to the repository, view will enable you to view the report. We are just looking at the data. Somebody has created this WebI report. We are just looking at the data. So we have viewed our data. Now this was our WebI report. We are viewing the data. Fantastic. Some saving or some publication, you can export it. Done. Your task is done. You can just close it. So what you can do, you can view your report from your launchpad. That is a location, centralized location where you have saved your report. This report was developed by WebI, Web Intelligence tool, and was saved here. And we can view the properties of the report. If any properties have been defined, you can view them. General properties. This is my first WebI report. File name has been given, when it was created, English language, what it was provided, and all that we can view in the properties tab. And there are many other options which we shall discuss one by one. You can modify the report. That is, your report will open. Your existing report will get open. Earlier, when you have run the particular report, only reading mode and design mode were enabled. I will tell you what exactly. Basically, I don't wanted to carry on all this because once you develop a report, then you will understand. This is here you can modify the report. In earlier version, you will not be able to modify that report, or you will not be able to do some changes to that report. Only viewing option was available. Now, many other options like scheduling of the reports, categories, documenting, new. new document or new folder you want to create here, you can do it, or organize your reports. Create a shortcut in my favorites. As I said, this is my daily sales report. I can create a shortcut in my favorites. Now I will go to my documents, under which my shortcut to WebI report is available. Right click it. Simple. You will be able to view your report. It's nothing. Similarly, as I said, on top of your desktop, say you want to view a real media player, you will create a desktop shortcut and you will use it. So similarly, you will be able to create shortcuts and you can store them, you can move them, organize them, you can cut them, or you can organize them accordingly. You want to create a new folder, you can create them, you can organize them and act accordingly. So now that is with regards to the folders tab. Now what is with regards to the categories tab? Something called as categories. Here you will see corporate categories. As I said, in any business, there will be a categorical view, a view of a category, that is with regards to your documents should be available. Say for example, something called as customer feedback. Customer feedback is a category, isn't it? It is a category, customer feedback of a corporate house. So the category views or categories view contains a list of all corporate categories available to organize your public documents like corporate feedback or corporate assessment or corporate information, corporate related data, which might be corporate is arranging some sports activity or some report. That all can be generated. Textual reports, not data-wise reports, you can generate text reports. So the categories view contains a list of corporate categories available to organize the public documents with regards to your organization. Now I can create a new category saying customer feedback. Then under this customer feedback, I can provide n number, I can save n number of reports which are related to customer feedbacks. As a organization, as a manufacturing organization, a product based organization, I am bound to receive some customer feedbacks. And where do I store them? I need to store them in a place which is very specific to a category called as customer category. In that customer feedback, corporate category, customer category and customer feedback. I can say relate this folder and save my feedbacks here. How your feedbacks will come? Your feedbacks would come online, or feedbacks would come through data which is legacy data. Might be an Excel sheet you are having. You can generate a report using WebI. I can save it here, and this will enable you to have a greater view or insight about the customer's feedback. So you have created a, it's almost a folder, but as a category you have created. You have segregated it from public folders and you have named them as corporate categories. Under that you can create your corporate categories and place your relevant public documents or relevant information related to your corporate house or business user in these folders or nothing but as categories. They are all similar, but they have different functionality. And as we discussed, the search option is available to locate our reports. Under batch 1 there was a report we just accessed. It is called as first WebI report and I was able to access it. So it will give me a greater flexibility to navigate around, search accordingly and use my business objects related content in BI Launchpad application. Okay. Now, as we were discussing how we can publish our reports to our inboxes, and in a way we can send them to our inbox with certain preferences, we should have been able to do it by sending it to our BA inbox, including yourself. So the steps we follow is, as I said, right click and go to an option called as command percent and select BA inbox. List of available recipients will be there, and you select any recipient, add to the selection criteria and put it under a right hand tab called as selected recipients, and then you can send them to the inbox of the various users which you have selected. As I said, naming conventions. You can choose to have the name generated automatically or specify a name, and you can send either a shortcut or a copy of the document also. And by default, normally you can leave the default settings and send your particular report or the message to that particular recipient. And go back to, once you have done this task, if you have put your inbox also, go back to your task and then under your my inbox, as I told, you will be able to see your reports or messages. Now you can see a change here from the first screen. Something called as first webby report was run. So as I said, your my recently viewed documents, and you have viewed, when you say right click and view, first webby report you have viewed, and when I put my mouse on that, and it will describe the title, type web intelligence, owner, last time viewed, the time which we viewed that report. So I can say that this will be useful when you are working on any report and we are going on a holiday or come back after a vacation. Then you can see, okay, my recently viewed documents are these reports, I must be working on them, and you can take out your notepad and see where you have stopped and start working them on again. This is how. And then, as I said, if you send it to your own inbox, the report will be available under here, or else you can go to the documents, under inbox, you can just refresh it. That should have been, report should have been generated here with a message, and when it was received, title of the report, when it is received, from whom, from K01, type web intelligence report. I believe we were not given the access to change the preferences. That is why we were not able to send them to our inbox. We shall look into that, no problem. While working with our web intelligence document, while developing first web intelligence report, we can send it to our inbox also. Okay. Now, as I was discussing the above options, I was not going through preferences. Let's just see if we are enabled to change our preferences. Now, what is this preference or user preferences? Or you can see set preferences. When I put my mouse on that, it will say as set preferences, set user preferences. For K01 as a user, you can set certain preferences. There are several settings available to us to customize our experience of navigating and viewing and modifying the content, business objects content. Many applications or many settings are provided here to customize our experience. How you want to view the data, in rich internet application or only PDF format or only HTML view. That is viewing, navigating, how you want to. You want to set your preferences, my folders, public folders, how you want to place them. Certain sorts of settings are available under my preferences tab or preferences, where you can set your own user preferences of the business intelligence content. Simply click on them and you shall be able to see the general or default settings. As I said, the administrator settings were not given to us. Let's just see this also. At an outset, we will discuss what these are. Simply, the tab is selected general settings. Under general settings, it is saying that use default settings, that is administrator defined. Because the administrator has already defined That is nothing but the business objects tool. By default, it will have provided these settings. Set BI Launchpad start page. When we are starting our BI Launchpad, we were able to see the home tab. That is nothing but your default home tab. And if you want to see some other tab, you can say select home tab and browse your home tab. Instead of home tab, home. You can see some other by browsing it. And you unselect the default and you can select the home tab. And how you want to documents tab to view. Documents tab, my documents. Under documents, my favorites, personal categories, my inbox, public folders. So whatever you want to view, customization of your navigating or viewing or your business objects content can be done under this preferences tab. Then you have to say save and close and then perform your activities. And you can do using this by menu bar option called as preferences. And as I said, it is by default, it was provided by administrator. If you unclick it, if you uncheck it, then you will be enabled to set your own customization or preferences. Okay. Now we will see to the next. There are many preferences which we have on our left hand side. If you see, change password, nothing but you can change the password of your existing user. For K02 or K03 you must have some password 1, 2, 3, 4. But you want to change your password after first access. Or after a certain 1 month, every month you want to change your password because of the data security. So what I will do is I will go to the preferences bar tab and I will select change password and I will give the existing password, new password, just like your Gmail option or any other option where you will change your password or your banking passwords. Locales and time zone preference. Locales, where I already discussed locales, nothing but English related to United States of America or Britain or some other Europe. And then regional languages, Chinese or Middle East, for Middle East countries it would be Arabic. You know, normally in Middle East projects it will be an Arabic only. Only when you have some development you will do in English. Normally for those people who work on there, they understand only Arabic. So all these languages will be in Arabic only, and that can be changed by using locales and time zone. And so you can set your time zone also. And then you have preferences or settings for each of your reporting applications or client tools or web tools. Analysis edition for OLAP. You can go there and change your preferences. What preferences we will see. Once this gets enabled, we can see the preferences. Basic preferences on how you want to view the data, how you want to read the data, how should that reporting area should be, any customization, all that will be available. These are just user preferences. These will not have any impact on the data or the modification of the data. Now when you click on Web Intelligence application, on this page you can change the version of Web Intelligence that can launch when you view or modify the document, or you can select a default universe if also desired. Might be in your project you are only entitled to work on or to view on a universe semantic layer which was built on a financial database, financial information FI. So you have only one universe or semantic layer. So you don't want to select any other universe. So there will have an option where select a default universe will be there. Under that you can browse through the universes and select a default universe. So whenever you create Web Intelligence documents or reports, it will by default take you to that default universe only. When you select an option while creating Web Intelligence, wanted to select universes, on top of universes you want to create web reports, it will take you through default universe of FI only. And then you have options like viewing of web reports in web, which does not require any download because this is a web based application, or any rich internet application for which RTF I think so, which will download as required. And if you want to view the data in PDF, you can select that view in PDF also. And then you can similarly say this save and close and get out of the system. And then we have options for crystal reports as well as BI workspaces. What is this? BI workspaces. We will see what is BI workspaces. On the BI workspace page, you can choose the page properties. As I said, BI workspace will act as a customization location for all your organizational reports. So on this tab, if you click on it, you can choose the page properties. That is, the grid lines or the view of it can be small, medium or large. When you create your own workspace and you want to change the views of it, you can do using this BI workspaces tab. So you can select a default style to use when creating a new page. So you can select like Java, there are some options, Java, Metal and certain, and you can select an option for grid properties. BI workspace actually looks like a grid. So you can select as snap to grid. Enable client tracing. That is, whenever you run any report in the BI workspaces, it will be enabled to view in a grid format. So this is all about the preferences tab available in BI Launchpad. Preferences tab available in BI Launchpad. As I said, there is other options, help menu and log off. It will take you out of the system and you can come back to the system again by providing your login credentials. Now, as I was discussing something about BI workspace, I said you can create a BI workspace in BI Launchpad which pulls together multiple documents or multiple reports of your business objects content into a single view. BI workspace pulls together the multiple documents or reports in business objects content together into a single view. So we can just look into what BI workspace and what it will do. I said there are two tabs, Home tab, Documents tab. So we'll see what is the workspace. Before that, I will just take you through one small application here or small thing which I just forgot. I'm just going back to the documents and folders, under folders, I'll go to a report. Okay. And I'm expanding it. Say I'm working on a report and suddenly I got a call from the client and I was sitting in a meeting. Now, I don't want to miss the report or I don't want to get out of the report which I was working. Say this WebI report, first WebI report I was working on to. I got a call and there was client meeting and I left for the day and I came back tomorrow. Now, if you log off the system, automatically this first WebI report, say this, I'm saying okay, it will be disabled. Here it is available after Home tab, Documents tab, first WebI report was opened as a different tab. When I log off and log in, I'm logging in again, only two tabs are available. So I have missed that particular WebI report which I was working on. I don't want it to happen. I wanted to see where I left and what I was doing. For that, we have an option called as pin unpin. Pin and unpin of the tab. It's a simple option, just telling you for the sake of like while you will be working, possibly you might leave the place and get back later, but you still want to work on that. And if you don't remember which report you are working, might be multiple scenario, you are working on a BW objects as well as a BO reports, the chances that you might forget. This is a very simple option but important option. It's an option, I'm telling you. An option called as pin this tab. Pin. and unpin this tab. See, it has turned into green. Unpin this tab. Pin and unpin. When you pin it, if you log off and get back also, it will be still there only. For your particular user only, I am saying. So it's an advantage, right? You are pinning it to your screen. You are pinning it to your desktop. Like just we have some notepads or notifs, we can post it like in our desktop or our PCs. If you have certain tasks, you need to pay some bills, monthly bill, mobile bill or that. You just post it on Post-it and then pin it. That is how we do it. First web report. I have pinned it. See this? Your first web report is still existing there. So you have pinned this. So it will be a placeholder. It will work like a placeholder and it will be available there only. So that next you log in, oh, you must be, okay, I was working on this report. Possibly I was doing some calculations here and then I can continue with that. Not a problem. Very good. You can continue. So this will enable you to keep a track of your developments in your reports or whatever you are doing. And then you have an option to open a new window. Might be you don't want to see this, you don't want to work like this, you want to work in a different window. Click on an option called as open a new window. A new window will be opened with that report. It's similar to that window, but it is a new window. As a new window you have opened, you can work on it and you can just save your reports, do all the activities related to that particular report and you can exit that report. I'm saying I'm exiting that report. It's a simple options but important enough to have a look at. Yes, going to work back to BI workspaces. As I said, workspaces, which will help us to pull together all the relevant documents or reports needed for our project or for our module. There is an option on right hand panel under My Applications, BI Workspace. Excuse me. Or else I can go to Applications menu, BI Workspace. If I click it, a tab will be opened. A workspace, an area where you can place your reports or have your business related documents. Now first thing I want to do is I want to save this workspace. I will say save as. Where you want, you can put it under folders also or you can put it under your favorites also. I will say my workspace and I am saving it under favorites tab and the type will be BI workspace only. Save. So this is your My Workspace tab. You can add a new tab to it. You can add a new tab to it and rename it. New 2. You can save it. So this is nothing but the different tabs like Internet Explorer. When you are searching Google, then next tab Gmail, next tab Yahoo Mail you will create or you will open. That is all. Or you can revert the changes. You can do content linking. The layout, how you want the layout to be. See, you can see it is highlighted. It is in columns mode. White, shaded and then white. It is in columns mode. Or if you want to use freeform, this is your freeform where you can drag and drop your related objects. Now as I said, I wanted to look at my reports or my documents under particular screen. I can take a look at. So I can place them like this. Might be you want to see different categories or different functions. SD2 reports, MM2 reports you want to see it in your workspace. And you are working on it or you want to send them. This is how you can create a workspace. Workspace is nothing but a work area or a place where you want to define the view of your reports. Now at a single place I can take care of 4 reports, isn't it? I can save them. Saving BI workspace is saved successfully. It is saying you can see all the reports are there available, and if I am getting out of the system, now where did I save it? Under my favorites, but it is not to be seen here. I'll say refresh. Then my workspace is available here. My workspace is, right click it, view it, or if you want to organize it, create it, delete it, or some details you want, you can see the details. Who's the owner? K01. Type of workspace. I want to view that report. View that space. Workspace is nothing but an area. Just simply an area. When I created new to, under this tab also you can create your workspace. Another workspace might be. Here also new. And we say edit BI workspace on the right hand panel. Under new tab you can drag some other objects. The layout, see this layout, this is a column layout. Earlier was a free form layout. This is a column layout. Each and every column will have one reporting object or one reporting space, workspace. Then I'll say save. If you want to add a column or remove column, see I want to remove this particular column. Remove column. Add a column. New column was added to it. And you can place your another reports also. This is how you can make utilize of your workspace when it is required really, so that at one location it will help you to pull together multiple reports which you want to view, or which you want to work, or which you want to schedule, or which you want to do as a daily activity. Normally, it depends on your requirement in any project, but this is how you can create a workspace. As I said, my workspace will contain, this is my workspace where my 4 reports have been defined like this. Free form. If it was column, I could have selected a column. If I want in a templates, I can select the template. If you want to search the content, you can search it and drag and drop it to your work area or workspace. Now see, everything is activated here. This is just an utility which will enable you to perform certain activities. I'm just dragging and dropping, all the related objects which we have just run. And you can perform the activities from your workspace also. And you can save them. It is just a customization of your tool, customization of your area, reporting area, or how you want to view the data. If you have 10 reports which you want to see in one particular workspace, that is all different tools. To view them, you cannot open, 10 tabs will be. As I said, first web report, second web report, third web report. and you have to navigate across and then see it. Instead of it, create one workspace and then view them easily like this. Navigate accordingly, which has internally 2 reports being developed. So this is how you will navigate across your workspaces. Then you can minimize it. Your work is done. Now I want to see my recently run documents, view documents. I will say this. Oh, these are my recent. I want to see recently run documents. Sales overview. So this is how I can make utilize. Instead of opening 10 web reports or 10 sales reports in one workspace. Let me remind you of a situation. Possibly that could be have been the real-time situation where I would have worked on that. I don't remember the last time when I did it. Your sales organization, region-wise sales revenue or region-wise sales organization-wise sales revenue is needed. There were 10 reports developed by 10 all the sales organization, 10 sales organization, 10 sales revenue reports. So we wanted to see the report in one place. The client wanted to see, instead of having running 10 reports, 10 web reports differently. I could have done that in dashboard, but he preferred web. So it was better that at one place he wanted to see all the reports. Then we placed them accordingly in this workspace, and this is for sales organization India, sales organization etc. Sales organization US and all that. Sales country wise, you can define it here. All the reports, existing reports only. You can do your existing reports in the one location and then you can display them. So this is the use of your BI workspaces. And then with regards to the preferences, we were not able to do that. Let's just take it to another session where I'll ask the basis person. Probably administrator rights were not given. That is why we were not able to change. As we clicked on the preferences, you can see administrator defined settings were there. So I have to check with the basis person, and probably we'll do it in the next session. Okay, just